Oh, I got rejected so much when I started to write. Hi, my name is Joelle Charbonneau. I am the author of the Testing Trilogy and the young adult thriller Need, and several others that will be coming soon to a bookstore near you. I was writing bad books to begin with, which doesn't help. But even when I wrote my first published novel, I got rejected hundreds of times. But every person reads a book and reads something different. A book that I love, somebody else may hate. And you're trying to find the person who reads the book that, in the way that you want it to be read, that they're going to just fall in love with it. So every time I got a rejection, especially when they were fairly harsh, I reminded myself that that's okay. That's the book that I just wouldn't have liked to have read, or that's, I wasn't the movie that somebody wanted to see. I was told by one of the biggest name agents out there to burn my book and give up writing. That's a big old fail on a test if I ever heard one. But there always is a reader or a viewer for every story, and you just have to find the right person. Fear of failure is something that I think has gotten worse since I was in school even. And I think funny enough that we're talking about the testing, because I really feel like everybody is so test focused, they're always so worried about getting the right answer. But I started thinking about all the things she had to do to get into college, all the tests she had to take and the grades you have to do and the essays and the applications. And then I started thinking about all the stuff you have to do just to get to high school. Like, you guys are taking tests all the time. And these tests often are determining what kind of future people think you're gonna have, like what kind of potential you have. They determine sometimes how good your teachers are. They often determine whether or not your school gets funds. So gee, no pressure there. You don't do well on the park this year and there is no lights and heat for you. We're no longer embracing the experience for the experience as opposed to just getting the right answer and the right grade. So I think that students, as they're learning to write, they kind of feel like there's a right answer and that's what they have to get. The journey isn't as important often to them as getting that A and moving on, getting the good test grade and moving on. I actually think the journey is more important because that's the only way to learn. And sometimes the mistake, it was a bad page, it was a bad storyline, but it gave you a part of an idea that was good. And then you take that and you move on with it. Nobody starts off a sport and is brilliant at it. You expect to fail in those things right away. And I think that nobody expects kids to fail when it comes to taking tests or writing. And they should be allowed to fail and to struggle and to then realize, oh wait, I just did something that was really bad, but this one thing was awesome. And now I'm going to try to figure out how to make that better. I think that we have forgotten that failure can actually lead to a great deal of success.